if you've been watching my channel for a while, you could tell that I'm a big JFK fan and JFK researcher. Well, very recently, within the past 48 hours, Donald Trump changed the name of the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center to the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center, the one in Washington, D.C. This just happened within the past 48 hours. There's a video here of individuals putting up the new name, the new letters for the center. And it's upsetting a lot of people because keep in mind, first off, not only did he go ahead and change the name, but he put his name first, which is one of the most shocking aspects of all of it. Here's a photo: the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. So it's a memorial center, and he's putting his name on a memorial center. I really, truly don't care if you're on the right or the left. I think that what's so shocking about this is it's a memorial center. This is not just any other building. It's to honor his death, and then deciding to put your name above that as a sitting president. I feel like it's so disrespectful to John F. Kennedy. And as somebody who's been just talking about John F. Kennedy consistently, this one really upset me because who does this to a memorial? I just find it very grotesque. I find it very narcissistic. So Kerry Kennedy stated, 3 years and 1 month from today, I'm going to grab a pickaxe and pull those letters off that building, but I'm going to need help holding the ladder. Are you in? Applying for my carpenter's card today. So it'll be a union job. Maria Shriver, the Kennedy Center was named after my uncle, President John F. Kennedy, and it was named in honor of his death. Here, let me go ahead and screen that for you guys. He was a man who was interested in the arts, interested in culture, interested in education, language, history. He brought the arts into the White House, and he and my aunt Jackie amplified the arts, celebrated the arts, stood up for the arts and artists. It is beyond comprehension that the sitting president has sought to rename this great memorial dedicated to President Kennedy. It is beyond wild that he would think adding his name in front of President Kennedy's name is acceptable. It is not. Next thing, perhaps he will want to rename the JFK Memorial, rename the Lincoln Memorial, the Trump Lincoln Memorial, Trump Jefferson Memorial, the Trump Smithsonian. The list goes on. Can we not see what is happening here? Come on, my fellow Americans, wake up. This is not dignified. This is not funny. This is way beneath the stature of the job. It's downright weird. It's obsessive in a weird way. Just when you think someone can't stoop any lower, they go down. Truly, again, guys, I just want those who view this as some sort of political move to really set that aside and notice that anybody who would decide to defame a memorial and put their name first on a memorial commemorating somebody else, the level of disrespect for that in of itself, and then to do that for a martyr, John F. Kennedy, who's an assassinated president. On top of that, I truly don't understand how somebody could look at a building that's a memorial building and get, jealous? Was he jealous that the building that was such a amazing building, was he jealous that the name didn't include him? Is part of it jealousy? How does somebody's mental framework work for him to look at that building and think, you know what, that building's name needs to be changed and it needs to include mine? Not even somebody else within his circle that's arrogant, that's obsessive with Donald Trump believes, oh, let's put Donald Trump's name on it. No, he decides the idea himself to deface somebody else's memorial and toss his name up on there. And out of all people, it's a martyred president who was assassinated. I really think this is there's so many things that's just so wrong with this, and it's sick. It's sick. And for such an amazing president, here's another thing that's so ironic about this. For the president that stood up to the Israel lobby, and for the president that was so against foreign interference, to have his own memorial defaced by the guy who's bought out $250 million by the same lobby that John F. Kennedy spent his entire administration trying to have registered as a foreign agent, and Trump defaces it by putting his own name on there. I think that's what really gets to me is Donald Trump stood for everything opposite of what John F. Kennedy was working towards. He stands for everything opposite of that. And he looks at that center and thinks, you know what, I'm going to toss my name on it, and not just on it, but above his and first, to make it the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy Center, Memorial Center. How do you go about that as any sort of person with any sort of with any like sliver of decency, any sliver of decency? I can't even imagine anybody who would look at a memorial and think, you know what, I'm going to deface this memorial and put my own name on there for a president that stood for everything that I am not. And he tosses his name on there. It's really one of the most sick things you can think of. Truly, it's disgusting. So a lot of other people are stating other things. Here's just another side photo of it that I previously showed you. There's no way you could desecrate this memorial to President John F. Kennedy more than putting the filthy name of a convicted felon. Yada yada yada. Here's something I wanted to show you guys. Here's a video.
Center board asked or said that the Kennedy Center would be renamed the Trump Kennedy Center. That's a sacrilege to a martyred, heroic, historic American president whose name was attached to the Kennedy Center for his support for cultural excellence in America, and because he was an assassinated president who we all mourned on November 22nd through November 25 and thereafter, because he gave his life for our country. And the idea that Donald Trump would want his name to go before Kennedy's or even with Kennedy's is a sacrilege. It should not be changed ever. And it should go through this Congress, who named it the Kennedy Center on a bill sponsored by, in this House, and signed by President Lyndon Johnson. Stop this, Mr. Trump. If you have any sense of dignity and honor, you would renounce this. Don't say that you're honored. You should renounce it. John Kennedy's name stands before all others, and the Kennedy Center should not be renamed. I yield back the balance of my time.
Chairman.
So here's another thing, guys, and this is what just really sets me off, is that it really just, I feel like his entire presidency is just narcissism. It's narcissism. Another example was all the national, all of the, oh my gosh, the name is slipping my mind. All the beautiful sites you can go and visit, all the nature reserves, all the national nature reserves, what have you. I believe that previously, if during Martin Luther's King Day, there was free admission, and Donald Trump then changed his name, then changed it and removed the free admission on the day of Martin Luther King, and then and instead changed it to free admission on his birthday. It's one of those things where it's just small things over and over and over again, where he truly just views himself as an elitist. Here's another example, and this one really set me off when I saw it. There was about, I'd say back in September now, Donald Trump went to the UK, and he had dinner with the royal family. And in the door, when he had dinner with the royal family, he went ahead and posted that dinner online. But he specifically chose to post the photo where everybody else is sitting and he's the only one standing, and he's speaking. Nobody else posted the photo. It was on his own account where he decided to go ahead and post that photo. And it's one of those things where I just see repeated levels of just narcissism and elitism, where his nose is just in the air and incredibly snooty. And I think that's what really, I just don't find that as noble at all. I find it really just despicable. What kind of person feels the need to do those sort of things, aside from somebody who has a level of just uncare for other people, lack of care for other people? It's sick. So I really hope somebody changes this immediately, because he's not going to. We'll see how things unfold moving forward. If you found this video interesting, just go ahead and click the subscribe button below. It helps me reach more people like you, and give it a thumbs up as well. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.